Good morning, friend. It is early and we are headed to the Oregon coast. We are going to spend 3 days at the Oregon coast, going to a couple different coastal towns. We're going to go to a cheese factory and just explore what the Oregon coast has to offer over this quick weekend. So here I did no menu planning because we kind of planned this last minute. We're going to go on a fun food adventure while we're there. And the only thing I'm gonna take from home is I have some eggs for my chickens. I have a half gallon of local milk. I've got some sugar snap peas for snacking that I harvested the other day. And already in the car, I have some blueberry oatmeal muffins. And we are going to explore what local eateries we can find on the coast and just see what this weekend has in store. The Oregon coast is not the California coast, so I've got a coat and I'll see you when we get there. The Oregon coast holds a very special place in my heart. It is a place we would go every single year growing up. And then when Josh and I first got married, we would go every year as well. And then when 2020 happened, we kind of got out of the habit. And so I haven't been back to the Oregon coast in a very, very long time. So we kind of last minute thought, hey, we should go to the beach. We have a free weekend and let's just pack up and go. So we decided to do that. So we are going to take you along to a lot of the places that I would go to every single year growing up. And the first place we're going to go is called a town, Tillamook, Oregon. And if that sounds familiar, that is where the home of the Tillamook cheese factory is. And we are going to go to the Tillamook cheese factory today. But before we do that, we're actually going to head to a little shop that I used to go to. It's about 2 blocks or 3 blocks past the Tillamook cheese factory. We knew that this was going to be a very busy weekend and we thought we would get some lunch before we head to the cheese factory. So this is called the Blue Heron and we're going to explore and get lunch here, and I'm going to show you around because I have always really enjoyed this little store. So we're going to hit about I think 3 or 4 different coastal towns while we are on this little weekend trip together. We officially made it to the Oregon coast, and the first stop of many stops we're going to be making is the Blue Heron. This is a gift shop and restaurant that was kind of a staple for us growing up, and it's just right past, we're in Tillamook, Oregon, so it's just right past the Tillamook cheese factory, which we will be going to next. This I don't remember. It's been so many years since I've been here, and they've got this big courtyard. It is on and off raining, which is classic Oregon coast, but these flowers smell incredible. I haven't been here in years and I don't remember the candy shop or this courtyard. They also have a really big petting zoo that we'll go to. Thank you. Thank you. Save your life. So Josh and I are very hungry after our drive here, so we think we might actually get lunch here. They both have cranberry sauce on it. I have been here probably 15 times throughout my life, never eaten, and that sandwich was incredible. Now that I have some food in me, let's do a little shopping. The Blue Heron is this just quirky little restaurant, gift store, and winery, or they have like a tasting room where you can taste a bunch of different wines as well. We didn't do that on this trip, but there's just a lot of fun different things that they offer at this little gift store, and this store just holds a very fond place in my heart because every year growing up, typically we would actually go to the Tillamook cheese factory and then we would come to the Blue Heron. But Josh and I decided to flip that because we were hungry and we wanted to eat because we had quite a drive. And typically to eat at the Tillamook cheese factory, they do have a restaurant in the Tillamook cheese factory, but it can be a very, very long wait because it's very, very popular. And so we thought we would try this deli here. And I had never tried their deli before, and it was fantastic. So I'm kind of glad that we decided to flip the way that we normally go to these 2 different places we're going to. Now, what you can do at the Blue Heron as well, because they do sell lots of different salamis and different cured meats, and cheeses. They have a huge cheese selection. Is you can actually, pick up different meats and cheeses, and you can create your own charcuterie board, and you can enjoy it at the Blue Heron, or you can take it back with you. I have come to the Oregon coast many times with girlfriends, and that's what we have done before, is we've done a little shopping for a charcuterie plate type thing, and then we'll go back to our Airbnb and enjoy that. Now, this is Jacobsen Salt Company. This is a really cool company. They produce all of their salt off the Oregon coast. And I do end up picking up this little bag of salt from them. I have only ever bought their flavored salt in the past, and I thought it would be fun to try just their plain salt. It's this really crystally delicious salt, and it's probably one of the coolest things I bought, and it's really getting me into salt lately. I want to try all the different kinds of finishing fancy salts. I've been using it as like a finishing salt, and it is so delicious, and I'm so glad I finally bought just a plain bag of plain Jacobsen salt. And then, of course, at the Oregon coast, there are candy shops everywhere. This is still in the Blue Heron, and the pecan milk chocolate turtle is probably one of my favorite candies of all time. And now I'm going to pick up some animal feed. So I got some of that salt, which I'm excited about because he harvests it off the Oregon coast. And then I also got a turtle and some animal feed because we're going to head to the petting zoo now and feed some animals. Look at this chicken.
Oh yeah, just hanging out. We're dead.
Oh! What is this thing?
It's a lion, isn't it?
I don't know.
He's been shaved. So.
What are you? You're little. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh! When I was a kid, I thought all dairy cows were these black and white spotted cows because that's the majority of what you see in Tillamook, Oregon. Hands are washed. Now we're off to the Tillamook cheese factory. Coming to the coming to the Tillamook Cheese Factory or Creamery is something we did every single year, I think, growing up. And so this is really fun. I haven't been back. I think the last time we were here was 2019 or 18, and they have completely remodeled it since then. Now, the Tillamook Cheese Factory is separated kind of into two sections. The lower level of the factory is where they have a restaurant and a big gift store. But if you go up the stairs, there is a sample area, a kids learning area, and a self-guided cheese tour. So we're going to do the self-guided cheese tour. The factory gets in over 1.6 million pounds of milk a day, and they turn that in less than 24 hours into cheese and into ice cream. So this is where the milk comes into the factory and they turn it into cheese. This looks a lot different than it did when I was a child. When I was a kid, the vats were all open and they made all the cheese by hand, but they have upgraded their equipment because Tillamook cheese has gotten so popular. So you can't actually see the cheese being made anymore, but the recipe hasn't changed. So the only ingredients that they use to make their cheese, unless it's a flavored cheese, is milk, rennet, which is the enzyme that separates the curds from the whey, salt, which flavors the cheese, and it also helps them control the fermentation process, and annatto if they're making an orange cheese. So this is what these vats look like on the inside, and they have these big slats that can cut the curds, so you can't actually see the cheese being made anymore. But from 1880 to 1890s, they used this open vat right here. So this is what I remember seeing them make the cheese in when I was a kid. They still use these vats and make cheese by hand when they are testing new recipes, or when they're making cheese curds or squeaky cheese, they still use these vats. So they didn't get rid of them, but they've definitely upgraded to a much higher technology than I remember as a kid coming to the factory. It takes about 70 minutes from when the milk comes into the factory for them to turn it into this block of cheese. Once they have these 40-pound blocks of cheese, they shrink wrap them and then they ship these off and they put them in an aging area and then they age them. So depending on how sharp of a cheese they want, the longer it ages, the sharper it gets. Then it just sits and waits until they have the flavor profile they want. And then they bring it back to the factory after it has aged for the appropriate amount of time. And they bring it back to the factory, and this is on the other side of the factory. This is where the cheese comes back, and they actually cut it into the blocks that are going to be shrink wrapped and sent off to your local grocery store. And they make all different size blocks of cheese, and whatever, kind of doesn't fit a nice block shape, they, like the scraps and things, that's actually what they turn into shredded cheese, and that is what is then packaged into shredded cheese. So they try not to waste anything. So you can see like the front part of this conveyor belt is where they're working on the orange cheddar cheese, and then if you look toward the back, they have a section where they're working on white cheddar cheese, which I don't remember that as a kid. I don't remember seeing them processing both orange and white cheddar in the factory at the same time, but I just might not remember that. So once they've cut the cheese into the proper shape, they then put it in a package, shrink wrap it, and then send it off to your local grocery store. So Josh and I's favorite Tillamook cheddar cheese, you can get it at, I think, any of the grocery stores around where we live, is the white cheddar that's been aged for 2 years. And it is so good. It's super, super sharp. It doesn't melt very well because it doesn't have very much liquid left in it. So the longer a cheese ages, the drier it gets and the less melty it is. But the flavor is fantastic. So typically if we're going to make like a grilled cheese sandwich, we like to use a really sharp cheddar like that, and then also maybe like a Monterey Jack or something. That's what's going to give you that nice cheese pull. And they don't waste anything. It was interesting. I was reading about what they do with the whey. So when they first started making cheese 100 plus years ago, they would just throw the whey away. But now they take that whey and they actually sell it to different farmers and different food producers, and they turn it into whey protein and animal feed and all sorts of interesting things. So once we did the self-guided tour, we went ahead and we went into the gift shop. This is the cheese I was talking about. I ended up buying this block, and that's the cheese that we really like. And then we ended up picking up a couple other just smaller styles and flavors of cheese. We got an Old English sweet cheddar, a chili garlic cheddar. I got a black pepper cheddar that was smoked, and I haven't tried this one yet. And then one of the absolute craziest things that we found was a cheddar cheese that is from 2012. So this one we have not cracked open. We'll open it together at some point and try it together. We weren't going to get it, and then we thought, when else are we going to try a cheese that is this old? 2012 is the year I started dental hygiene school, so we did end up picking up this little block of very aged cheddar cheese. You can get ice cream here as well. We decided we weren't quite hungry for ice cream, and the line was very, very long, so we're going to keep on our adventures. So that is the Tillamook Cheese Factory. It is a lot different than I remember because they've completely remodeled it, but it was still super fun to see what they had and to get some yummy cheese. I was talking to Josh, we might make burgers tomorrow and crack open that 2012 cheddar cheese. Now we're gonna head to a shop that's just down the road, about 5 minutes. I don't even think it's that 5 minutes away. It's a butcher shop, and they make and can their own barbecue sauce. It's my sister's favorite barbecue sauce. So we thought, since we're in town, we're gonna pick her up some barbecue sauce to surprise her. We also decided against ice cream. That's probably the first time I've ever been there and not got ice cream, but the line was super long, and we still have lots of things we want to do today. Now we're gonna head to the beach. We just made it to our favorite coastal town, Manzanita, Oregon. And is this Main Street, Josh?
Well, it's Lanita, but I think it's like the main street.
Yes. So we're on the street called Lanita, but I think it's the main street. And our favorite bakery, which sadly is no longer there, it's another coffee shop now, is up here on the left. And so we have to see what time they open tomorrow so that we can see if we can get some coffee and a breakfast before we go crabbing. So our favorite coffee shop, or breakfast place, it was a breakfast and coffee shop. Oh, it's down here on the hill. It's been years. Oh, and there's the Pacific Ocean. So we've only been able to see bays and things so far and rivers. That's the first time we're seeing the ocean.
I think the bakery was right here to the left.
Yeah, it was right there.
Yeah.
Now it's called Offshore Grills. We'll have to see if they have a breakfast. And so
there's the pizza place, Marzano's.
Yeah, Marzano's is where we're going to dinner tonight. But we want to go to the ocean. We're going to check into our Airbnb. And then this taco place is good too. El Trio Taco. Josh and I were talking. We were trying to remember the last time we were at the Oregon coast. I think it's been, I could look it up. I think it's been 2017 or 18. It's been a while. We used to come every year. It used to be kind of our anniversary thing. But, 2020 hit and we kind of got out of the habit. But I think we're here at our Airbnb. So this is our Airbnb here. It's kind of tucked back here. This Airbnb is appropriately called the treehouse because there are a lot of steps in this house getting up into the house. But because it's up so high and so many steps, the view once you get up to the house is really beautiful. Oh wow, look at that. So Josh picked this Airbnb out. I know nothing about it. So it looks like right off the front door there is a bedroom. From that bedroom, there's a very pretty bathroom. I like the hex tiles. And then we've got a living room right off the front with the TV. And it looks like there is a nice view from here, from the corner. And now we're gonna go up some spiral staircases. I think this is where it gets its name, the treehouse. Oh, wow. Look at that. And this kitchen is beautiful. This is what I was originally saying oh wow to, but I think the real wow factor is that right there. Then we've got a dining room. Another living room. More steps. Oh, it's warm up here. And it looks like there's a bedroom here with a fantastic view and another bedroom here. So we are at the Oregon coast, which does not get very warm. I think the high this weekend is supposed to be about 62. So I'm gonna open these windows because it is pretty warm up here. Oh, it looks like that might be an air conditioner or heater, I'm not sure. But if we get these windows open, the breeze is gonna come through and this will cool down really quickly. Right below upstairs, there's another bathroom here and I want to explore this deck. We're getting up really early tomorrow to go crabbing, so I won't be having my coffee here probably tomorrow morning, but the next day I know where I'm gonna be having my coffee is probably right on one of those chairs, or we might get coffee. But I'd say Josh did a fantastic job with this rental. There hasn't been very many times where we have just gone on vacation as a family. And so usually we go with either his side of the family or my side of the family. And so there's not that often where we are choosing our own rental place. And this is beautiful. I'm gonna be cooking dinner tomorrow, and I will definitely be able to make a delicious dinner in this kitchen. Oh, that's nice. I would love my garbage can to pull out like that. Maybe one day. My only question was, is there a grill? Because I was thinking about making something on the grill for dinner tomorrow, and there is. Like I mentioned this morning, we did not come up with a huge menu plan or anything. Normally, when we go on vacations, we have a lot of prep that goes into menu planning. But this trip, we are just kind of going with the flow, and I do a lot of cooking at home, so we thought it would be kind of nice if we did, you know, treat ourselves and pick up food here and there. So tonight I'm not doing any cooking. We're gonna eat in Manzanita, but I think now we're going to head to the beach, probably go on a walk at the beach. Josh is bringing in all the stuff, and I realized I completely missed a 4th bedroom on this 1st floor. That's our rental, and we are going to walk straight to the beach. We just got back from the beach, and I put in an order for pizza. We really like this pizza place. It's been years since we've been there. So Josh is gonna go pick up pizza and some beverages, and we are just gonna relax for the rest of the evening here, because tomorrow we're getting up super early to go crabbing. So we're just gonna hang out here. It's wonderful. I have all the windows open. There's a beautiful breeze, and I'm excited for dinner. I'm excited to relax, and I'm excited to go crabbing tomorrow. So we just got done crabbing. It is 9:11, and all the coffee shops were closed this morning. So we are pulling in to get coffee, a proper coffee this morning. And I was gonna say, we got gas this morning, and we picked up just some coffee at the gas station, and we just drove by, and they were increasing the price. So it was a good thing we got gas this morning, because it would have been more if we got it this afternoon. We were successful on our crabbing trip, so that's gonna be its own entire video, just the crabbing, and you're gonna see how you can catch Dungeness crab on the Oregon coast if you've never done that before. That's something that I have done probably 20 times. We would come camping at the Oregon coast when I was growing up, and we would go crabbing every year. So that was awesome. So I think the coffee shop now should be open, so we can get a good proper cup of coffee. It is 9:12. We did get a snack when we were at the gas station as well, so we're not super hungry yet, but, oh, is it open? Oh yeah, it looks open. Awesome.
With one spot just for us.
They have one spot left. I've never been to this coffee shop before. This might be new since last time we were here.
Nope.
Oh, it was here? Have you been here?
No, but I've seen it.
Oh. They have some really cool pottery. They have these cool lids, Josh, so that your coffee doesn't get cold. Oh, look at this.
It's a crab.
It's a crab. That's a nice pot or coffee cup. The local artist is selling their stained glass here.
Ones. Oh, it's like secluded. It's right on. It's on the other
what?
side from
No.
the creek. Okay, that's where they wanted to go
And there's-
originally. So.
And there's another creek that flows into the river there.
Yeah.
This coffee shop has a ton of cool artwork. Some photos. Oh, look at that. A shipwreck. Does it say what year that was? 1913. Look at those logs. And this stained glass over here, I like this one. This one's cute. I'd never been in this one before. Now we've got our coffee, and then we're gonna plan the rest of our day. The one thing we do know that we wanna do is go to the farmer's market tonight at 4:30, but we've got quite a bit of time before that. It's a beautiful day today, and so I'm thinking we might go do some shopping and maybe get some lunch in town. We're considering we were gonna go to Cannon Beach tomorrow, but we might go today because crabbing didn't take very long.
No, I thought it might take 4 hours or something.
Yeah, we hit our amount we wanted to get in 2 hours. So that was pretty exciting. I just rotated the laundry, naps have been had, and we are going to go ahead and head upstairs and just have some leftover pizza for lunch. I also was able to get quite a bit of computer work done I needed to get done today. And then our plan is to just keep it very low key, and then we're gonna go to dinner tonight, and then we are gonna go spend quite a bit of time. We're gonna go have an early dinner and then spend quite a bit of time out on the beach this evening. I was gonna cook dinner. I had plans to go to the store, but then I was gonna have to buy all the things, come back, cook all the things, and then clean up. I know Josh would help, but I figured let's just skip all of that and not worry about that. We are gonna go find a yummy place to eat for dinner tonight. So I'm actually gonna go clean up because I haven't done that yet since crabbing, because I really needed to sit down and focus for a little bit. And then we're just gonna chill until we go get food. We wanna get food before we go to the beach so that we can just spend all the time at the beach, you know, and then we'll be sandy. We can come back and clean up, and we're not gonna be sandy when we go to dinner. I think I mentioned earlier that we were thinking about going into the town Cannon Beach. We're gonna do that tomorrow. That 5 a.m. wake up call came really early this morning, and so we're just gonna keep it low key, and then we'll just save Cannon Beach for tomorrow because that was the plan anyway. After lunch and much relaxing, we decided we needed to go to the beach before we go get food. So we are headed off to the beach again, and we will probably be there for quite some time. There's another parasailer. That'll be fun to watch. That's a kite surfer, not a parasailer. So we're on our way to dinner, and we figured since it's only about 3 blocks away and they've got this nice walking trail, we're gonna go ahead and walk to dinner. You don't see that at home. We weren't planning on Mexican, but then we walked by and it looked really good. Tempting. That's kind of the fun thing about having no set plan, is that we can just go where the whim takes us. So we're gonna walk up to the restaurant we were first originally intending to go to, and then we'll decide whether we're gonna get Mexican or that. So this is where we used to get breakfast at this building here, but the bakery's no longer there. It's now this offshore grill and coffee house. So that's where we were planning on going because a local recommended it. But do you wanna go in the bookstore first, Boo? There's a really cool bookstore if you like local bookstores right next door. And it might not be open after dinner, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look. Hello. If you like a good old-fashioned bookstore, this is definitely one to try. So fun. This is my favorite gift shop in Manzanita. This is why I've always liked this store, because they have lots of fun kitchen things, and I love kitchen things. Look at all these cute little serving bowls.
We don't have a book of matches, but for we do have these blocks of matches for 4.
I absolutely love these white plates and bowls. And that is a beautiful, I think it says glass bowl. I think it might be a salad bowl. That's stunning. And then look at all these cups. I like these green dishes too. Oh, here's some handmade pottery bowls. Those are beautiful. It's a really pretty mortar and pestle. Hand spun linen napkins. That is decadent.
They call them happy humpback. For you?
It's a pretty shell wreath.
We're all set.
We almost forgot we wanted to go to the farmer's market, and so we get to walk through these neighborhoods on the way there. We had about a 10-minute walk to get here, and it's not disappointing. It's huge.
See you guys.
These are huge.
Just these ones are spicy. The rest are not.
Tap rinse right there. Would you like a bag?
I'm so glad we forgot about the farmer's market because we walked there and the parking situation was kind of a madhouse. But if you're ever in Manzanita, that farmer's market was incredible. Lots of beautiful produce, vegetable vendors, like farmers that specialize in veggies, farmers that specialize in fruits, and then lots of artisans, bread makers, bakers, and art. Not just pottery like I showed you, but also painters, and that was really, really nice. Live music, they had a food truck, and that was just a really fun atmosphere. So I'm glad that we forgot about it because we would have driven there and the parking situation would have been bad. It's a beautiful day. So now we've officially worked up an appetite. We are walking to dinner. And I think we decided on Mexican. Good morning. It is the next morning. We are all packed up and we are going to check out of our Airbnb. We are going to just hop on Highway 101 and go up about 15 minutes from Manzanita to Cannon Beach. Highway 101 is the very famous highway that runs along the Pacific Ocean. It goes from Los Angeles, California, all the way up California, Oregon, and Washington coast, and it ends in Tumwater, Washington. And it does follow the coastline for almost the entire highway. Cannon Beach is the town we're heading to, and it is probably one of the most famous towns on the Oregon coast. It is absolutely stunning, really good restaurants, really good shopping, and just a really fun town to explore. Cannon Beach is famous for Haystack Rock, which looks like what we just saw, but way bigger. So that's what we're gonna go see in just a minute. We just got to Cannon Beach, and the goal today is just to explore, but first things is we're gonna get coffee at the coffee shop we always get coffee at when we're here, and some breakfast. This is probably my favorite beach on the Oregon coast. So breakfast was delicious. We have a lot of extra that we're gonna be able to snack on the way home. We just tried a bunch of things and they were all so good. Our favorite was the almond croissant and the bagel with sun-dried tomato cream cheese. I'm gonna have to try to make that when I'm home. Coffee's fantastic. Now we are walking to, there's a glass blowing artist that is in town that's just about a block away from Monk's Coffee. So we're gonna go watch some people, if they're doing it. they're open, and I think I've never been here when they haven't been blowing glass, so hopefully we can see some people blowing glass today. This is Cannon Beach's local glass blowing company. It's a husband and wife that run this glass blowing company together. And I want to show you these flowers. I saw these at the coffee shop, and Josh and I Googled them. They are a branching style daisy, native to South Africa. And I think that they would be beautiful in the green stalk. So next year I'm going to try growing those along with petunias. I've never seen this branching style daisy before. It's really, really beautiful. So it does look like they are blowing glass today. Look how beautiful this is. It smells very warm in here. Look at this octopus. I love how transparent this glass is. It's so beautiful. Okay, a vase or something?
Definitely a vase.
Okay. We just asked what she's making.
I watch along the way. I've learned a lot. I like that.
We're excited about some of the techniques imitate. We all have sources from which we derive inspiration. We want it to be inspiration.
Now we're heading into the downtown Cannon Beach area. Monk's Coffee is kind of on the outskirts, and it's a pretty hefty walk. So we decided to drive on down to the main street so we can find a parking spot here. We'll do a little exploring in here, and then we'll head to the beach, and I'll show you Haystack Rock. So there's just lots of fun stores. There's a candy shop. There's lots of good restaurants. There's a bakery that we're gonna stop at and get some pastries for my dad because they have his favorite pastries here, and he's gonna come over to our house tomorrow and pick them up. But I might have to text my mom and ask her where the bakery is because I'm not sure. So you can see how cute this downtown is. There's lots of fun boutiques and ice cream shops and candy shops and art galleries and restaurants and toy stores. Oh, I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to ask my mom where that bakery is. So Josh, I just texted my mom and she replied what bakery we need to go to pick up the pastries for my dad. It's called the Cannon Beach Bakery. So we're on our way to the beach now to go see Haystack Rock. Oh, this is where we saw that local artist that we really liked. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. I don't know, maybe 2018, Josh and I found this artist because we were at the coffee shop next door, and we just always thought his art was really cool because it's kind of geometric in nature. I really like that one. Oh, that's Mount St. Helens.
This is a picture of Mount Hood. I really like artists and local artwork and things like that. So I had a lot of fun looking at his art. I think it's pretty unique. These were all prints, and these two were originals here.
That's cool to still see that artist there. I'll link his information down below if you're interested in him. So we're heading to the beach now. That's another really good coffee shop right there that we like to go to. And that's how we found that artist years ago. So on to the beach. So we're at the far end of one side of the town. So we're gonna head to the other side of town because you can't see Haystack Rock from here.
We're at the north side.
We're at the north side. Hopefully we'll get in a nice good walk before we drive home today. So this is a cute restaurant that has good breakfast, the Lazy Susan. And there's a really cute courtyard here. And next to it, if it's still there, yep, the Puffin Wine Shop. It's closed right now, but they have lots of fun wine and you can do wine tasting in there. That's a place we like to go a lot too. So you probably have heard me talk about the restaurant EVOO. That used to be right in this building, and now it's called Anna's Table. And it's an old house that is converted into a restaurant. We were talking to a local who lives in Cannon Beach, and she said that Anna's Table is really good as well, but you need reservations. And so maybe next time we come, we'll make an effort to go to dinner here. One thing that's pretty typical of Oregon Coast beaches is that they have this restaurant called Pig and Pancake. Pig and Pancake is a very classic Oregon Coast breakfast spot. It's just your classic diner. I don't think they allow chains in any of these coastal towns that we've been in. You know, there's no McDonald's or anything like that. They're all mom and pop shops. But Pig and Pancake is the only one that is in quite a few of the Oregon Coast beach towns. So we're on our way to the beach, and we're walking through this street side that has some really cute houses. All these houses on this street have beautiful landscaping. Oh, there it is. That is what Cannon Beach is known for, Haystack Rock. And that is the same lighthouse that we saw earlier when we pulled over on the side of the road. So we're not going to go onto the beach today because we don't have a way to clean up, and we spent hours and hours and hours on the beach between yesterday and the day before. So we're just going to walk along this road here so we can walk along the beach, but we're not going to get all sandy since we don't have a way to clean up after. These houses are just so cute. That's a tsunami siren. We're walking back into town now. There's a little free library. They have these all over Portland, which I think is pretty cool. You can take a book, donate a book. Little free library. Look at that fireplace. How beautiful is that? We decided to walk up to see Anna's Table, where that restaurant we used to like to go to is. And they've remodeled it a little bit, but they still do a lot of the cooking in front of the guest, which is pretty cool. You can see how it's just small, and they just have a couple tables over there, bar seating, couple little tables. The other half right here, which I can see tables in here, used to be a cute little grocery store. The chef was super into high quality olive oils and spices and cooking equipment. So it was kind of like a little food store where you could buy specialty food items and specialty cooking equipment that he would demonstrate and show you how to use, which was kind of fun. So maybe next time we come, we need to go back there for old memory's sake. But now we're heading to the bakery.
The reason we needed to go into this bakery is because they have a pastry. It's an upside down raisin bran muffin that they put a glaze over the top, and it's called a Sailor Jack muffin. And it is my dad's absolute favorite muffin. It's that muffin right there, the one in the middle. And so anytime I come to the beach, I try to pick up some Sailor Jack muffins for my dad. And then I was just looking at all the other yummy things. We did end up getting a loaf of bread so that when we get home after being gone, we will have some bread that we can make sandwiches at home. They had lots of really good looking things, but we still had lots of yummy pastries left over from this morning.
No less than 2 minutes in the car on the way home, and it started raining. Perfect timing. Friend, we are home and it feels so good to be home. Before I start unpacking and doing all those things, I'm gonna run into the garden and take a look and see how things are looking. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of time to see how the garden is doing. I can already see some fun things that have changed in the past 3 days since I've been gone. My favorite thing to do is come out here every day, and it's amazing how much change I can already see by not being out here every single day. So for dinner tonight, because I haven't harvested any sugar snap peas in a couple days, there's gonna be a ton on here. I'm gonna grab out some marinated chicken out of the freezer. I'm gonna throw that on the grill tonight, and we are gonna have blistered sugar snap peas and grilled chicken, which is gonna be fantastic to have a home-cooked meal after enjoying some really nice meals out. So friend, if you enjoyed this, I can pop a couple of my other videos here. You can go enjoy between now and my next upload. I wanna thank you for being here with me as we went to the coast. That was so fun. I love going out of town and going on adventures, but I also love coming home. And I'm glad to be home, and we're just gonna start real life again. And if you wanna join me along real life, then go ahead and consider subscribing if you're new. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being you, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, friend.